Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
What's next on the popular StarCraft series from Blizzard? Well, we're about to tell you. Our next guest is Community Manager with Blizzard Entertainment. Welcome to the program, Kevin Yu. Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going very well. Busy show, certainly for you guys as well.
It has been.
Blizzard always a leader in this industry and continuing to impress folks. What's happening from your perspective here at GDC?
Well, so far it's been really great, being able to meet a whole bunch of the fans and players playing StarCraft II. We just started the beta for StarCraft II, so we're having a lot of players test online right now. It's been very exciting. People from all over the world are giving us feedback on the game. Obviously, we want to try to get this game out as soon as possible to everybody.
And of course, for those who may not be familiar, StarCraft II, or StarCraft in general, correct me if I'm wrong, a real-time strategy game. It really gets people involved in doing things. You got to think a little. You got to get to be creative. You have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a genre that really helped propel, I think, gaming in the PC world all together.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's been great to be able to revisit this genre of gaming and to be able to bring StarCraft II. It's been 11 years since the original, so we're very excited to get that out.
Wow. So now, one of the things that, of course, some of our listeners have already asked, in fact, as we posted that we'd have you on our Facebook page, right away listeners start making some comments and so forth. David Flores, for example, says, why are they taking so long to release it? Apparently a big fan, and it's like, oh, come on already, I'm anxious. So, as you just mentioned, 11 years since the first one.
Yeah.
Why so long, and what has changed?
Well, I mean, one of the biggest things is we've had a lot of other projects that we've been working on. World of Warcraft was a really big one that came out as well.
Sure.
So with
Blizzard keeping busy.
Yeah, totally. So, again, we're really trying to keep with our philosophy, making sure that the game is very ready and polished when it does get into the players' hands. And that's why we're having beta testing and so forth right now, making sure the game is very smooth. And again, we're also focusing very much into Battle.net, making sure Battle.net is a platform that networks all the players from all the Blizzard games, whether you're playing World of Warcraft or StarCraft, being able to chat with your friends, bring them across different games, and in the future into Diablo as well. So it's something that we want to build to bridge all this stuff, but also, obviously for StarCraft II, the matchmaking system, making it very fun. So when you're playing against players, you're not just playing against somebody way better or way worse than you, but you're getting really competitive matches. So there's new algorithm going into that. It's going to be very state of the art. So again, it's just a lot of focus. Is part of the reason why we've delayed it a bit as we have, but we really again want to make sure the ultimate experience is going to be right there when you buy the game.
And I'm sure in the long run folks will appreciate that, certainly. And then there's that extra buzz. It's finally here, and now we can play it. So any idea as to approximate availability? I know when you're in beta, then it's pretty close. Huh?
Yeah, so I mean, in beta, it's really our last kind of push to try to get this into a final state to be ready for launch. Honestly, it's very hard to tell still. I think there's still going to be a lot of changes, a lot of things that we are testing in beta, making sure that balance is very smooth as well. Connectivity, especially with players being able to play from all over the world. There's a lot of steps on the to-do list still to go, but we are trying to get this out as soon as possible.
And of course, it's very cool when we tell our audience that we've got somebody from Blizzard coming on. So another Facebook comment, if you will, right away. Matt says, why is Protoss so unbeatable? I've played it and they're unstoppable. Well, first of all, what is Protoss for somebody like me who doesn't play it yet? And what's the whole point here?
So one of the cool things about StarCraft in general that was different than other strategy games is there's 3 different sides that are completely different factions. Usually, like you see, like chess, you kind of have the same sides on both sides of the board.
Yeah.
But you have 3 totally different factions. You have one which is the Terrans. They're kind of like humans, and then you have 2 different types of alien races. One that's a little more predatory-like, and then one that's a little more advanced technology-like. So the advanced technology side faction is the Protoss, and the Protoss. So they have a lot of very cool abilities and mechanics that allow them to do. You can warp guys into different places on the map and do a lot of They have a lot of very advanced technology as far as ships that fly around and do a lot of damage and so forth. But with any good strategy game, there's always a counter to all of those different units and strategies. So if you're always constantly scouting and kind of seeing what they're doing, you can then react, and that's kind of the basis of a good strategy game, and also for StarCraft II. So they are are definitely beatable. There's a lot of different unit counters that you have to be able to use, and we also have introduced a very advanced replay system, which allows you to watch the games or other people's games that have been played in the past before that are saved, and you can actually watch these in kind of a play-by-play, style. So, I mean, there's just a lot to it.
Yeah, I can understand then why listeners think they're so unstoppable. They're very into tomorrow. Very high tech. Rumor has it that there are plans to turn StarCraft into a trilogy, so that's going to have folks even more pumped up. But is that going to be another 11 years?
No, it's definitely not going to be. So one of the great things is having the engine already established for StarCraft II is going to make it very easy, much easier in comparison to be able to bring out these extra expansions. We have a lot of really awesome story that we have that we couldn't fit into the one single game, so we want to be able to do our due diligence and making sure this is told in the best way possible. So
good.
That's kind of how the trilogy happened to be.
So your audience is being kept in mind in every sense of the word to make sure they truly enjoy the experience. So,
most definitely.
Well, what else can we expect from Blizzard as we head further into tomorrow? You're always working on fun things.
Totally. So, I mean, obviously we just announced Cataclysm, which is an expansion for World of Warcraft, and then we also announced before that Diablo 3. So there are a lot of projects in the work right now, so it's something that, again, we have lots of staff, really hard at work making sure these games are good to go, but at the same time, our main focus right now is StarCraft II, getting that game out to our fans and our community.
Gotcha. One of my staff plays World of Warcraft all the time with his son, and it's like all he can talk about. So we got to get him involved in StarCraft 2 as it's available, so he at least adds a little more variety.
Oh yeah, totally.
but continue to play World of Warcraft. You got to do it. So, and of course, from Blizzard Entertainment, you want to check out the kinds of things Kevin's talking about with StarCraft 2. Cleverly enough, StarCraft2.com for more information, and he'll be sure to let us know when it's actually available, and we'll share it with you too. Kevin, thanks for spending a few minutes with us here at GDC.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. When you hit up intotomorrow.com, of course, we'll link you to Kevin's site and all of our guests here from the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. I'm Dave Graveline, bringing you further into tomorrow. Stay tuned.